Hello everyone, you are watching Forwards and Futures with Ravindra Hegde. Friends, imagine you are a farmer. You grow 1000 dozens of mangoes every year. You want to sell these mangoes uh, to a merchant but are not sure what the price will be when the season comes. You therefore agree with a merchant to sell all your mangoes for a fixed price of say rupees 2 lakhs. This is a forward contract wherein you are the seller of mangoes forward and the merchant is the buyer. The price is agreed today in advance and the delivery will takes place sometime in the future. So what is forward then? So it is the first component of the derivative, right? It is a contract for buying or selling at specified date in future. But one very important characteristic of this forward contract would be the price has to be agreed today. That means what is defined as forward rate? Forward rate is a rate which is agreed today but applicable for buying or selling a security at a future specified date. And when you enter into contract using such a forward rate as committed rate, such contract becomes a forward contract. So let us take this by an example. Mr. Chote says, I want to buy 500 shares of RH Limited at rupees 600 each after 3 months. Mr. Bade agrees to sell 500 shares of RH Limited at rupees 600 each after 3 months. These parties are behaving like buyer and another is behaving like seller. And finally, they say, let us make a deal. Let us sign a contract. And they have agreed and signed a contract. What happens? This contract itself given titled as a derivative because again it is fulfilling all the conditions, all the characteristics given in the definition of the derivative. So if after 3 months the price of shares of RH Limited turns to be rupees 590, what will happen? Mr. Chote loses rupees 5000 and Mr. Bade gains rupees 5000. Why? Because B is agreed to sell at rupees 600 and A has agreed to buy at 600 and the prevailing market price on settlement date is 590. As a result, as a result, A has made a loss and B has made a profit, and that differential 600 minus 590 10 into 500 and shares that is the contract size, right? And the total amount of loss or gain for two parties is coming up to rupees 5,000. Now, what happens if after 3 months the price of shares of RH Limited turns to be rupees 610? Mr. Chote gains rupees 5,000 and Mr. Bade loses rupees 5,000. This time, this 5,000 has been computed as the difference between 610 and 600 multiplied by 500 and shares. So this is a derivative. It derives its value from movement in the price of the share, and moreover this is a forward contract. Now let us uh, understand the essential features of a forward contract. So it's a contract between two parties. Second, price decided today, quantity decided today. It can be based on convenience of the parties. Quality decided today, and again it can be based on convenience of the parties. Settlement will take place sometime in future. Again it can be based on convenience of the parties. And no margins are generally payable by any of the parties to the other. So how you can define the forward contract then? A forward contract is an agreement between a buyer and a seller obligating the seller to deliver a specified asset of specified quality and quantity to the buyer on a specified date at a specified place, and the buyer in turn is obligated to pay to the seller a pre-negotiated price in exchange of the delivery. This means that in a forward contract, the contracting parties negotiate on not only the price at which the commodity is to be delivered on a future date, but also on what quality and quantity to be delivered and at what place. No part of the contract is standardized, and the two parties sit across and work out each and every detail of the contract before signing it. So, for a variety of reasons, future contract stand superior to forward contract. I hope you understood the reason now. So what is the limitations then? One is the counterparty risk. Counterparty risk. Friends, forwards involve counterparty risk. So in the above example, if the merchant does not buy the mangoes for rupees 2 lakh, when the season comes, what can you do? What can you do? Yes. What is your answer? Suppose if he is not ready to buy the mangoes, what happens? So you can only file a case in the court, but that is a difficult process. Further, the price of rupees 2 lakhs was negotiated between you and the merchant. If somebody else wants to buy these mangoes from you, there is no mechanism of knowing what the right price is. So, the major limitations of forwards are counterparty risk and price is not being transparent. Friends, counterparty risk is also referred to as default risk or credit risk. Next is the future. See, futures are like some upgraded version of the forward. They are similar to forwards in the sense that the price is decided today and the delivery will take place in future. But futures are quoted on a stock exchange. You just underline this. Futures are quoted on a stock exchange. Futures are similar to forwards, but prices are available to all those who want to buy or sell because the trading takes place on a transparent computer system. Friends, now let us talk about the essential features of a futures contract. It's a contract between two parties through an exchange. Exchange is the legal counterparty to both the parties. Price decided today. Quantity decided today. Remember, quantities have to be in standard denominations specified by the exchange. Quality decided today. Again, quality should be as per the specifications decided by the exchange. Tick size, that means the minimum amount by which the price quoted can change, is decided by the exchange. Delivery will take place sometime in future. Expiry date is again specified by the exchange. Margins are payable by both the parties to the exchange. In some cases, the price limits, it's also called as circuit filters, can be decided by the exchange. So, a futures contract is an agreement between two parties that combines, that commits one party to buy an underlying financial instrument, maybe bond, stock, or currency, or commodity, gold, soybean, or natural gas, like examples, and one party to sell a financial instrument or commodity at a specific price at a future date. The agreement is completed at a specified expiration date by physical delivery or cash settlement or offset prior to the expiration date. In order to initiate a trade in future contracts, the buyer and seller must put up good faith money in a margin account. Regulators, commodity exchanges, and brokers doing business on commodity exchange determine margin levels. And if I want to say the advantage of futures, an exchange becomes the legal counterparty in case of futures. Prices of all futures quoted on the exchange are known to all the players. It has limitations also. Futures suffer from lack of flexibility. It is not a customized contract, it's a standard contract. While forwards can be structured according to the convenience of the trading parties involved, future specifications are standardized by the exchange. Friends, for a variety of reasons, future contracts stand superior to forward contracts. Now you should understand how future contracts differs from forward contracts. In case of forward contract, It is completely customized contract. Now let us understand the differences between forward and future contract. First point is about trading. Forward contracts are traded on personal basis or on telephone or otherwise. Future contracts are traded in a competitive arena. Forward contracts are individually tailored and have not standard size. Futures contracts are standardized in terms of quantity and the amount as the case may be. Forward contracts are traded in an over the counter market. Futures contracts are traded on organized exchanges with a designated physical location. Forward contract settlement takes place on the date agreed upon between the parties, whereas future contract settlements are made daily via exchanges clearing house. So, in case of forward contract, it is completely customized contract. Two parties sitting across a table over the counter. They would simply negotiate any terms and conditions they would want. That means there will be a customization of all terms and conditions that is agreed between two parties. Nobody else is going to interfere what they decide. The parties who enters into the contract, what they decide, that is full and final. However, that does not uh, write in future contract. They're not over the counter type contract. They are regulated through exchanges or derivative market. So everything is standardized. You want to have a future contract of Tata Motors, then Tata Motors future contract will be available. It will have a specific date of expiry. It will have specified quantity. It will have specified price at which it is prevailing now. Forward contracts may be delivered on the dates agreed upon and in terms of actual delivery. Future contracts delivery dates are fixed on a cyclical basis and hardly takes place. However, it does not mean that there is no actual delivery. Cost of forward contract is based on bid-ask spread, whereas futures contracts entail brokerage fees for buy and sell order. Forward contracts are not subject to marking to market. Future contracts are subject to marking to market, in which the loss on profit is debited or credited in the margin account on daily basis due to change in price. The marking to market implies the process of recording the investments in traded securities at a value which reflects the market value of securities on the reporting date. In the context of derivatives trading, the futures contracts are marked to market on periodic basis or daily basis. Marking to market essentially means that at the end of a trading session, all outstanding contracts are repriced at the settlement price of that session. Unlike the forward contracts, the future contracts are repriced every day. Any loss or profit resulting from repricing would be debited or credited to the margin account of the broker. It therefore provides an opportunity to calculate the extent of liability on the basis of repricing. Thus, the futures contracts provide better risk management measure as compared to forward contracts. Margins. are not required in forward contract, but in futures contracts every participant is subject to maintain a margin as decided by the exchange authorities. In forward contract, credit risk is borne by each party, and therefore every party has to bother for the credit worthiness. In futures contracts, the transaction is a two-way transaction, hence the parties need not to bother for the risk. Now let me give one example regarding the limitations of futures. As I said, futures uh, suffers from uh, a lack of flexibility. Suppose you want to buy 103 shares of a Tata Motors for a future delivery date of 14th October. You cannot. The exchange will have standardized specifications for each contract. Thus, you may find that you can buy Tata Motors futures in lots of 5,300 only. You may find that expiry date will be the last Thursday of every month. So this time it is 29th October 2020. So while forwards can be structured according to the convenience of the trading parties involved, future specifications are standardized by the exchange. So forward contract is a customized contract, but future contract is a standardized contract. uh, Viewers, I hope you have understood the difference between forwards and futures. Thank you so much.